Yeah, the entrance into Aries, it's a spiritual warfare. It's strange. See, the only ones that are righteous and can win are the ones that walk in the name of truth. Usually that's like a nail on the head. You feel really good when you hit. It's tough. It's really tough. It's a discipline to do the opposite of that first compulsory suggestion, which is to say, I don't want to learn anything, right? But see that we have a public out there and we have to deal with stuff. See, there's two types on this plane. I've never talked about this, but I'm going to try something new right here. And one of them has their eye open, and the other one only sees through the two eyes. Now, let me just further make this up right in front of your face. Let me drink some more vodka. Okay. This is spirulina, by the way. Spirulina and calendula, or whatever that. Really good for you. It cleanses. It's a cleanser, right? Okay, so I'm not all that clean. I mean, this place is a mess. People are so fucking sick. And if it gets sick enough, chrISt does show up, but it's not fun for a lot of people that don't want to heal. They resist it, and it's tough. See, that's the discipline part. We come back and do. What is this on my computer? I gotta go in here. See, this might cut out. Sorry about that. See, I have to get enough funds here to start cleaning up my um, my communications box, so I can just freely channel. I'm a channel. Here, you're on YouTube here, but the word channel come up a long time ago. See, your skeleton is an antenna, and it's receiving from the plasmatic field, okay? See, this is what Tesla couldn't tell you. He said, my brain is just a receiver, and I am expressing that what I get through that reception. So this is why you have to fast and keep your body weight low, and you want to see you're fine being thin, okay? The insulation keeps you away from gaining access to God's mind, which is reality itself, outer space, the final frontier. Boy, I'm really fucking flying on the seat of my pants now. This new information here out of the 4,000 videos, I thought I would try to do something different. Hi, loyal followers and donators. I love you so much. I love you so much. I didn't see, of course, it's not enough, right? I didn't get enough. And I'd love to tell you my story, what has happened to me in the last 72 hours, but I will eventually. There's some process I'm going through. And believe me, though, I'm okay. Um, I have access to my. See, we had this Mars-Pluto opposition, all right? So this is very profound because Mars is trining Neptune. It trined Neptune. Let's not talk about that. So they didn't talk about that very much. So much going on. This means that it was very, 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 very beneficial for the spiritual side of the entire organism. The very medium through which God can be expressing. Now, what is God? This is very controversial, right? But we can start talking about it. I can, and that's why you want to do communications, because words, and you can talk about it. But see, if you really know it, you can say it in many different ways. Pardon me while I'm just really excited about what I'm going through. As far as I have to do yoga and keep on my train of just being used by the hand of God. I told you about this a long time ago. I said, you know what, Neptune is going to go over my ascendant, and I'm already very much being attacked. I already talked about some things, but it's not really that. See, I'm attacked after. It's called reactive abuse. You get reactive abuse when you tell a narcissist no about that. Maybe they shouldn't do that, like pouring the asphalt around. Okay, so all this is going to be brought up more to light. We I don't know. So I want to talk to you just in general about the awakening. See, I'm humanity, and I'm not an isolated incident, not at all. See, there's the awakening. We have the third eye consciousness, and then there's the two eyes. And I'm not making this up. Go into the Bible. I don't like to sound like a religious freak, not at all. No, I'm here to tell you that Christ, Jesus, um, never did speak of Christianity. Christian doesn't know what that is. Christ is a word. Um, Christianity is something else, word. And then we have but we have the Messiah. That just means messenger, somebody who's conducting. Now let's get back to some science here, because apparently I'm being spied upon, and then they all think they're talking about them like personally and stuff, and it's like, interesting. I think you should get off my Facebook page, by the way. That's spying, and you're doing something. The courts know better, but anyway. Um, so this is getting vital. It's because we still have freedom of speech, and we're going to keep communicating. Now, why do we have these gadgets up? Do you think that there's two types here, and do you think you have a typewriter? I do. And so, believe me, I'm going to start expanding on everything that I have been through and downloaded with. But see, I need support. See, I didn't get enough support last time, but that's okay. What I mean is that well, we can avoid something uh, in our most personal relationships, like intimacy. It doesn't have to be weird where it just never works out. You have to communicate. You have to communicate. And see, that's me. I have the aspect of the um, in astrology, it's called the motivational speaker. Some people get on stage and they talk about things. It's big right now. It's going to open up, I'm telling you, with fucking Uranus going into Gemini, away from the stoic weird shit that Taurus is. It's like, what? That's weird. I don't know. Uranus is Aquarius ruled, and Aquarius is the big thing. But see, it's in the house of Taurus, which kind of it's a grounding. See, now yeah, it's because now that's good. See, we're not out of the Taurus area yet. I think we have yet to go into fresh territory. When it does, we'll start to see some shaking more. um, the earth, Gaia, is going to say, excuse me, you better listen to this, and the sky also. There's only one of me and that, and this is an opportunity to learn. See, this is a place of evolving the human, um, the possibility that there can be a human being here. There's a religion that says this. It says, we convert you into becoming human. This is your so-called, this is the Christ story. I mean, but I don't see. I have made a bunch of tapes to my one friend that I'm channeling. See, I'm a channel, and we have passages that open and close. And see, I'm not an isolated incident as far as the downloads that are happening. I'm not. People are, their eyes are opening, and they, like my bird over there, that goes. It reminds me of that, like the aliens here. I got to get that down right. Is that it? No, it's a little bit off. See, I fasted too much because I was disrupted, and I fasted some more. And this, it only brings you even more wholly into a connection. And you see, when you fast, which is suggested in the Bible, first of all, you're getting rid of the parasites that are taking over your mind. Those little parasites can show up in the holographic field also. They show up. You can see it. People can shapeshift in front of you. I'm not making this up, see. This is the cool thing about communications, is pretty soon things just start, the algorithms can say, no, they talk about that more than that now, and it's like, why did they do that? They're not saying 2 plus 2 is 5. No, it could be a 2 plus 2 is 4. Da di da da. See, that's heard more, and that's better. That's the truth. You look around. You use your eyes to ear, and your eyes to ear, and your ear to eyes, and you begin to communicate. See, that's just where we are. I've been sitting here for 35 years or something. Not here. I've worked 3 jobs all the time. I moved back in here to see. It's important to communicate. So for me too, because, especially for Christ-aware people, you must keep radiating. That's why they have freedom of speech. And I just, basically, bottom line, so I went through the most intense lesson for me. I practiced my freedom of speech the whole time. They can't do anything about. See, when they hear the truth, they try to just shut you off. See, I was just trying to tell you, is this the same video? Yeah. They do what is so-called reactive abuse. See, you have a first responder, which is the Aries. Somebody says, well, what's that? Because that's wrong. You don't do that. You don't do that, right? Because you want to stay healthy. You don't poison the land and stuff. Just because that I raised my voice, and at the same time, see, I have a lot of emotional trauma. I've gone through trauma, and everybody did for the past 5 years. My brother trying to take himself out for some reason. I was like, well, why don't you televise it? But anyway, so then I didn't back down though. I didn't let this happen. What happened was that um, there was a free deal in this town to release toxic asphalt over the place, and some people got that free deal, and that enabled the state or whatever it is. Very evil on this plane, by the way. There's babes. There's evil here. There's a spiritual war happening. I've never sounded like this in my life, but this is like, well, I guess I sound like this one of these crazy people. No, I'm not crazy. Nah, no, um, no. I'm pretty darn tough. See, I'm pretty resilient. They say be resilient. You either are or you aren't, and you can either communicate or you don't. Or you're either afraid. See, if you're got a lot of parasites and stuff going on in you, that's why you have to fast. Take it down to bones, and it'll change your brains. You start getting more. See, this is a process of awakening that a lot of people don't go through it here, not here. See, we need to keep sanctuary though. See, those people are forgiven because they don't know, and they're acting lawlessly. Yeah, when it comes to poisoning the land and themselves, basically. See, you can't do that in front of people that are healthy. It disturbs us. It can make. Ew, and I'm telling you, I still smell that asphalt smell, and this shit isn't. It's just it's on the records now that they don't like me talking about it. I don't know. There's a system that's upside down out there that it's reverse. It's called reverse. See, there's the universe, which means um, it means, see, the English alphabet is an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space. I am so connected to everything that I'm supposed to do here. It's fucking funny. And I'm getting instructions, and I'm like, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendered, I'm surrendered, I'm surrendered, I'm surrendered. See, Neptune is moving over my ascendant. Some lucky fucking people. Out of, see, it takes 165 years for Neptune to get, and Aries is kind of a rare person to find anyway. When you find them, it's like, oh my God, there's another one. They're kind of just upfront, they really are. And they don't hesitate. They do. They're kind of. They can be a chatterbox, but no. What they do is they just respond. They're a first responder. See, your first responders are your nerves. You have a nervous system. Cancer helps us out with that. Cancer. Joke's on you, Jack. We don't know what cancer is unless we look at the zodiac sign, babes. Since the beginning of time, right? Then when does cancer come in? Well, we've gotten a lot of cancers nowadays. Why? Well, see, when they say cancer, you have to look at your cancer. You have to look at your feelings. Do you not respond to your feelings, like how you feel? Like, yeah, if you're in the presence of a narcissist and your gut drops and you think, oh no, this person is weird. This is a toxic thing. It gives you a hell of a fucking feeling, right? When you are really experiencing a prejudiced person, somebody who's genuinely prejudiced against. Now, there's a big thing right now, the class wars. People are prejudiced against poor people, and the thing is that they won't help them, they will destroy them. So that's the satanic cult. That is, yeah. Yeah, it's doing money over there. I never talk about this, so I'm sorry. It just like, boom, fucking came up. The last 4,000 videos is, I don't know. Just kidding. You're going to have to see, the thing about the one eye thing, they know the truth. They can just weave right through all the deception and like, and how that they dealt with it, Christ Jesus, when she was alive walking the villages, how they dealt with it was, see, they looked into each other. They went like this, and then they would begin to communicate. See, and that's Buddhism. Buddhism is just a conversation between these two people. God, I'm fucking flying by the seat of my pants here. Let me drink some more hemlock tea. I'm out of here. Just kidding. And then you start to see it right away. The Christ aware, the Buddha, um, senses. You will just sense. No, this person is. See, the thing about a toxic person, they'll let you know who they are right away. They just say, and it's weird because it could say, like, see, like I'm wearing this red shirt right here. They'll say, yeah, yeah, it is a great day. How I just, how are you today? I just happen to be in the area. Did you notice all the people with red shirts out there? Over there. I would love to get a rat trap and just and then like pull their legs apart. But anyway, so Yeah, and so we're here for the. I come up here for the blah blah blah, and they'll, and that right there, that they just told you that I hate you, and so you better take that first fucking warning. They'll just let you know. I'm a prejudiced person. They'll kind of lay it down on the line. They're just telling you who they are, and then you have to go, oh, and then back up a little bit, right? You don't get involved with the kind of, and you just keep. See, yeah, and sometimes they won't even talk at all. They'll be there for fucking how long? And kind of nosy, after a while. That it's a fake kindness, though. It's out there. You've all experienced the narcissist and stuff. I have freedom of speech to talk, and see, they don't like it. When you start talking and you start saying, well, 2 plus 2 is actually 4, and but they want to shut you down. See, like over here, um, well, it's a carcinogen. It's very poisonous. Did you get a free deal? I'm from the state. When I started saying that, shut me down. See, I flew by the seat of my pants there. I'm very, very intuitive. People don't know how that I live alone. It's because my faculties are fucking completely together. I don't need a fucking bunch of people around me to tell me what shit. I have my skeleton that operates as an informer, and recently I'm just completely surrendered to more of the how it really is here. You are either you're either aware that you are channeling your you are surrendered to God, and all you have to do is be here and start harmonizing with everything, with people, just in and out of it, you know. Um, Otherwise, it's not that way. Yeah. So I'm kind of just letting you know that there's. Did you feel it? Did you get something? Do you see it? If not, that's okay. But now it's time to communicate, though. See, that's what happens. It's kind of a ripple effect from when you get your downloads and stuff, um, and the communications is huge. You cannot let them cut your throat out and try to take your tongue out. After a while, in higher courts law, they'll start defending freedom of speech. You'll hear it. Yeah, they do. They do. That's a vital thing because, first of all, see, you're only hurting people that don't that live lawlessly. What I mean by lawlessly, there's universal law. There's one spoken word. Okay, so the verse. Now, spoken word, don't get caught up on that. See, no way, no. See, no, no. But it must be said. If you're celebrating and you're a celebrator, must this be sang? The void needs no reliance. See, there's such a thing as a vortex. Love is the most powerful thing. It doesn't let it's just, you see, evil will see it, and then they go, oh. See, one of the things that you'll notice about a psychopath or a sociopath or a narcissist, one of the first things they'll ask you, like maybe you just met them, and it's time to introduce ourselves. Like, all we're doing is we're trying to find out, are you Christ aware or not? Pretty much that's all it is. It's a conversation, like. And so then, after the fourth or fifth sentence, they'll say, well, what do you do for a living? Like, what do you do for money? And it's like, ooh, just say, well, I'm a slave. Just say that. What world do you live in? See, the Christ aware will fucking say that. It's a funny conversation because they can laugh. They have humor. They'll laugh together. The other group, they don't have a sense of humor. They're way too fucking serious. Yeah. This is how it's not like a matter of like you winning. You already won if you're if you're standing in the name of the truth, really. And so we are in the middle of starting up this thing, and it's got to happen through communications. Why do you think it's here? And why do you think did we have to open up our mouths at all? Really, this is a real subject matter that Buddhism kind of taps on. Buddhism is like 8,000 years old, and see, we have extraterrestrial life that after a while you're not opening your mouth. You have telepathic communication. It's not even what you think. See, you're not saying, yeah, did you get the soda yesterday? Yeah, I'm going to Walmart and we're going to pick up some more cotton balls or something like that. No. It's just, you kind of go like this. And then when in the story of Christ, when they're walking around in the villages, I'm wrapping this up, please. Thank you. I'm going to go to sleep. You have to sleep in the daytime now because the airwaves are full of weird shit. They just turn the static on. So, what they used to do is well, besides for winking at each other because they just see the energy field. See, you can tell a healthy person when they're not healthy. Some obvious more than others. The overweight thing is a very real thing. So is well. Do you notice the people that do the wrong drugs out there? Holy crap! No way. No, that's no. I'm chrISt aware. I have a lot of energy that way. Um, I I the past 5 years, you see, I almost died of starvation because of that thing that they did with the masks things, and it was time to just not wear the mask. And I'm like, because I am chrISt aware. So you have your immune system. The truth is your immune system booster. You go by the truth, and that's what keeps you healthy. So what they did in the villages when they got the fucking trip, and it's not nothing new to have their third eye open and then become and then start. It's called becoming, and then you start. You have no choice there but to become a savior. But it's more like a messenger. You're just a messenger. You're going to say something, and then you watch the attack, and then what is the system designed to do for us? It's a good question. It's been reversed, and that's okay. We can solve that problem with the reversing. Like you know, the problem with language, yeah, and clarifying. See, this is why the courts have been empty since the days of chrIst. They need people to drop everything and just go to court. Why? Well, no, here it is. No, you can have just one person go in there and instead of getting killed, because who knows what. But really, that was just an example of like, you've got some work to do now. You got some work to do, Scooby-Doo, where are you? Yeah. It's not a joyous, funny thing, man. No, no, this is the saying, right? It's a beautiful video, and I'll put it right here. If Jesus came back, the Pope, uh-oh, where's the Pope now? The Pope would be the first one to have him crucified again. Because she was the one who was trying to spoil the business in the first place. Business, just your money business over there. The people doing money, they capitalize on her death. They just business as usual. And ooh, having to pay into that shit. And see, that's the thing, is that you can convert it through you have a communication system right here, and you want to start resonating in the name of singularity. There's one fucking universe here. There's a universe. I don't like the spoken word. See what it means. See, verse means sea. One sea. You can take it as SEA, but there is a split the seas too. Right? You've heard that. That's a metaphor. You're not splitting the fucking ocean out there and Moses walking through with the animals. Nah. Oh yeah, it's a metaphor, babes. See, we have just recently gone through the eye of the needle. If you're lucky, you were rendered completely alone into solitary confinement, and doing your freedom of speech. Maybe there's some other people there. See, if you're chosen, no matter what, you're going to get the message, and then you're going to find the synchronicities that are happening. But believe it or not, it's like, no, this is meant to happen. And now, come on, get into your life, your real life, babe. That I'm not talking about. Okay, so that the one where you um, have to get so serious that you got to go to court. Those people don't know how to handle their own business. They're not talking to each other. That's so dangerous. Very dangerous. If a people or a neighborhood or they don't talk, one by one, they can just be lopped off. And the enemy is like, yeah, of course. Let's play. And I'm like, all right. We have freedom of speech, though. And see, the courts will see, it's like, well, just because they said something, why do you get triggered? See, now we have therapy, and we're looking at it's because they didn't do their work spiritually. Whoops, they're forgiven when they just thought it was a great idea to pour the fucking asphalt. It's so toxic. See, there's already an effort from west of the Mississippi to stop pesticides, and really it's a global thing. Do you think that having a nice place to live where it doesn't make you sick is a good idea? Good God, people. And it's not really about that. See, it's coming from the inside, like they say. The environmental problems are coming from the state of the consciousness of man. Well, okay, I'm glad they said man, you know what I mean? Because I wonder what women are doing. Do you ever wonder that? No, actual alive women, the ones that speak and just say no. And well, see, they're you can say they're the first responder, but no, back up away from being biased. We have a nervous system here. Aries, I am that, and this too is that you just kind of respond. Part of this light, it's weird because something is going on there. We have something going on. Like, see, a baby will cry. They have their emotions for a reason. It's the most intelligent thing. They speak with emotions first. You are to recognize that there's something wrong, and then you fix it. They could be laying in their crap, maybe something. It's a feeling they're going on, and then you have to show them how to be with that. You show them how to respond. This is where whether or not you're going to build. See, their emotional personalities are sealed up by the age 3. And this communication needs to go on to just let people know that no, if you don't handle it in a certain way, there's a good and a bad way to handle it. You can damage the child, and whatever damages it has gone through for a period of time, then it takes that much more therapy. They say it takes that much time to correct it. So if they're just like going through 30 years of just living oblivious and trying to build walls up, and then they're doing the pollution on the planet, right, by following something they let in that isn't of their real life, like mission here. Pardon me for sounding kind of like really taboo and stuff like this, but no, you'll see though, this is the split. This is when they're talking about the split, babes, they're talking, okay, the seas were split. SEES. Now, what the hell? We're going to know this globally now, because why? Well, it kind of repeated in the past, and everybody keeps talking about it, and everybody rolls their 2 eyes about it. You can tell those people that when they hear something that it fucking bugs them. Yeah, no, when you're with the truth and all of a sudden it makes you buoyant. Like I said, it makes you happy. You can do your comedian. The best comedians are ones that are telling the truth. Yeah, you can't tell the truth. See, that's the thing, is that's the stigma. We can try to communicate. If you really know, if your third eye is open, we'll begin to explain even what the court means, what they're trying to mean. See, they offer it right there. They're trying to tell it. They want you to know if you know what silence is, what it really is. It doesn't mean to cut your throat out and then put some fucking sound canceling earmuffs on and try to make a bubble so fucking thick. And now getting back to your insulation. That, okay, a lot of women, see, this is the thing, is if they're there with an abuser, like a draconian fucking warlock, just under the thumb there, she's not probably, I don't know, there's something left here after. They're always trying to thumb us down. I just had an experience. It's you can see how they're treating the ones that are awakening. Yeah, and I'm not saying that mankind is awakening. No, the awakening means that, well, we should wake up to the fact that there's womankind here. No, I'm not a biased person, not at all. No, how could you be that way? Because we're all one here. We belong together. But see, there's mismatching happening. Because I'm here. Oh, I can get into it now. Having said this, I have some material that I'm gonna fashion onto here, because it needs to go public. The entities I'm dealing with right now, I'm in danger of just fucking going into a black hole, and I'm supposed to communicate outwardly to, because I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a real life influencer. It's a bad thing to say, like it's kind of gets a bad rap, but no, you need resonation going on, right? Resonation. Okay, there's a word nation in there. Re-nation. Put the S-O down. Re-nation. Yeah, because well, we need sanctuary. Why is it that we have to like intermingle with people that don't know how to live together? And they're just going, doing the fucking system thing, and they cannot be anywhere. Not in reality. They're in their heads about things, and the reasons why they do stuff. And then they have a justice system, and it's called the criminal justice system. It's like, excuse me. Is there a human justice? Like, is there a non-criminal human justice system? We need to open that up, because why? Oh, there's 2 here. There's 2 types. And you have to communicate it. You have to say, well, here's what they look like. See, I thought that these people like being in a sanctuary of the mountains, like that we just kind of leave it alone. We come up here, see, that's the real thing that happens. There's these people that they want to go into the wilderness because they want to really know what is going on. They notice that that's not the answer, and they feel it. It's just a natural thing, and they go up. See, like John Muir Trail, he used to say, he said, he talked about the wilderness about that. He says over civilized people need to they retreat up into the wilderness to regain their energy. It's fountains of energy, sanctuaries where you. Oh, but see, there's much more to say about it. See, um, Jesus did talk about it. Through the rocks and the trees, you will regain insight of the Christ and your true life. You could become reborn. Um, and it's just through the rocks and the trees. That's the truth. The truth is the rocks and the trees. See, that when they say, um, yeah, this can all be opened up, and if you knew your language right, and you can sit the court down and talk to them. See, nobody, the courts have been empty. See, the thing is you have to use your money, right? You go in there, and it's a boring life. It's stupid. It's fucked up. You wouldn't believe it, right? You're having to go into the checkerboard system over there and have this conversation and have them you kind of move. I bet you anything you can move right up because you keep going through the passage of I have freedom of speech and this and that. See, but the thing is you have to open up the case. You can't just wait till these people do reactive abuse and it's hard to tell who's who at that point, but they're just trying to shut you up, right? Because they're pretty much harming themselves. I don't know how they can't smell that fucking asphalt. See, I'm not really bugged about it, but it keeps coming up that it's like, well, wow, this place, people need to start talking because what are you doing here? This is a sanctuary area, but I'm telling you, the whole earth is. But now we see that there's two, and somebody you can have. See, now I get that picture of the Mimi where there's a bridge, right? There's a split. Over there is the smoking fucking hell of whatever, right? The asphalt, and just reduce it down, flatten it up, and make it completely synthetic and whatever. You can't harmonize, and because we're all provided for right here from. See, there's the other side is Mother Nature, where yeah, the apple trees grow, and you have a crowing rooster, and um, there is a breakfast in the morning because you kept that, and you have some grass over there, and you water because you have a waterway. I mean, what the fuck is money doing, guys? See, if we're lucky, uh, there's some kind of benevolence continues to stress us out. They're like nah, no, they say no to the narcissist. It's hard to tell though. See, it happening on a global scale. That's why they peppered poisons onto the population in the form of vaccines. Hope they don't erase this. I can say I'm not a doctor or anything, but that was done by benevolence. You could tell because only stupid people. I'm sorry. Would reach for it. They don't have their. What I mean is only. I'm sorry. People that don't have their immune system intact by following the truth would grab for it. They live in fear and they follow a suggestion on the outside of them that is not coming from the inside out. What I mean, it's on the outside. So you get your messages from your bones. Your heart is pumping and getting it, and it goes up into the head. And then that's the way you're learning about everything here. And it takes time. Not in school over there, in the buzzing lights, and they're shoving you through a fucking weird, like, are you ready to fight the war? The war against what? The war against humanity. Like, you're being recruited. The fucking world see that it's time to bring it up, and you can bring it up, just keep talking about it. Keep being a comedian. We're just not going to fly off the face of the earth. We're going to keep going. See, the thing about the awakening, if it's beginning to communicate way too much, and it really is happening, this is the thing, is we're going to brace ourselves, because there is another side that, see, there's atom bombs, and then there's H bombs. The H bomb stands for hydrogen. It's a harmless to the environment, but it does a hell of a fucking effective job. That's the organic side. Then there's the atom bomb that is terrible. It gets into the atomic field, the plasmatic field. It makes, like, you can make 3 arms grow out of your fucking chest if you're exposed to the aftermath of it. The thing that H bombs do, it just makes it rain because it's hydrogen. See, it'll burn everything up, It's remulching it out. So brace yourself, babes. And I'm here to tell you there is no death, see. If they um, didn't have such control by the way of having evacuated our minds. Now, women need to know this because they're the ones that will stick up and will say, "Excuse me, but this is my material here. You're just we've got human bodies coming in and out, and we don't die. Um, therefore, because of the fact, see, there's too much communication. We're gonna talk about it. That do you remember? Have you ever seen the story of what is this thing I need to remove? Oh my God. This story of the little boy that solved his own murder. He was murdered in his last lifetime. And he says, you know what, I got to get this off my chest. You know, he's getting to be 5 and 6 years old. And he's like, okay, so my body is buried over there in some other, like 100 miles away or something. He knows where he is at because he got the download of it. He's just saying, you need to expose this, you know? And he goes, yeah, I was killed by a hatchet killer. Um, I was hit right here, and you can see a birthmark. This is a true story, but there's many, many stories like this. It's just too fucking apparent. Okay? So then, apparent. um, the cops, the law enforcement, they heard the story and they're like, you know what? So-and-so is still missing from 1965. Let's just go and dig in that area where the kid is saying that he was buried. And the kid went over there. They all went over there. They dug the site, and sure enough, they found a bunch of bones, the hatchet standing next to it, and the fucking massive right here. And the kid is just like, I got it. Thank you. I have something to do now. I got to get this out of my fucking computer. I love you guys so much. Can you tell? I really do, though. I'm actually full of love. I don't have a single bone in my body to hate anybody. There isn't any such thing for me. I'm incapable of it. Incapable of hate. No, I don't hate anybody. No, I experienced people that have hate in their eyes, and it's not me. It's nothing to do with me. They have something going on with them inside of them. It's very unfortunate because they can't really relate with people. They have something very terrible. And I'm here to tell you, you can be cured, but you have to be willing to go through some process that it's kind of painful because it's called discipline. You have to discipline yourself. One of the main places that you can tell that there's a disciplined person is that, first of all, they focus on one thing for a long period of time. I mean, all their life. They just can focus on one single fucking thing. And that's kind of an illusory thing to say because we have two eyes. We have two eye, we have two C's, you know, so there's two focuses. But now let's look at the other thing is that, I'm sorry, I'm losing my place. I'm sorry. I think I've said enough, and I hope you can think on your own and fill in the blanks, start connecting dots. You have a reason why that you're on social media. It's not to now there's two here. See, there's one that says that they're going to use it to spy on people and then kill. Well, or do something. Well, yeah, they are trying to. The rumor is they're trying to kill the God code. They don't want evolution of human consciousness. They want to keep this weird spread going on where it's like, nah. See, I'm not an isolated incident, babe. I promise you. I love this cat so much. I just got Rone Mila, bone, choppy, toot, rooty. Okay? Nikki like Taiki Lin by like Krohi Hen Hersekineta. I did.